What's going on, everyone? IBG here for my post commentary for my match against Salemander. Of course, these are no team or team names for this draft league, but so I'm just gonna go ahead and call my opponent by their actual names or what they go by. Of course, this is for the Discord league, so I'm just going based off what their names were on Discord. Yes, that's show the name, but that's whatever. Okay, anyways, getting us on track. If you haven't checked out the team builder, go check that out. It explains all my draft picks and it gives you a full brief definition of what its team was and what I had my thoughts on its team were. As you can see, these are the Pokemon he brought and what I brought. From left to right, we see Toxapex, Flygon, Magnezone, Suicune, Heracross, and Sandslash. I honestly did not expect the Sandslash to be coming this match. I honestly expected like the Durant. And there's something else. Oh yeah, the Flygon I expected to come into this game. Probably over the Suicune might possibly be. But that ended up being its team. Like I said, go check out the team builder. Has my full definition of what the team was right there. And we'll get to it. Okay, so starting off, I lead up with Birthday, the Conkeldurr. I'm actually going to put this real slow so I can go through everything. And turn off the music. Like I said, I lead with Fuerte, the Conkeldurr, because I had a really good matchup against his team just by leading off the Conkeldurr, and he ended up going with Toxapex. So right based on the Thunder Punch, I knew he had like very high special defense EVs and didn't run any defensive bulk, and probably just could be like HP, but that's whatever. The Thunder Punch did a whole lot of damage, and doing 2, it was real close to knocking him out. But really, he didn't put pressure on the Conkeldurr. He just set up both layers of Toxic Spikes right in front of me. And this still puts me in a good spot. He ends up switching to Flygon, which I make a good play out of here and go for the Drain Punch. Even because I probably knew he was going to switch and get the Regenerator health coming back in. And right after I go for the Drain Punch, I knew that in this range I was able to kill with the Mach Punch. So I ended up going for that and knocking out the Flygon straight off the back. And Flygon was a really big threat to my team if it got to set up or just like had just bearing a scarf on this, bearing a scarf what it's holding, then Flygon should go through my team a whole lot easier than what it had to be. But I ended up taking it out real quick, so it was lucky for me in this end. He goes into Heracross and gets off the Mega Evolution. He goes for a Swords Dance to set up right in front of my face, but I end up saying it and going for the Fire Punch to deal some damage. I did not want this thing to freely set up on me, so I just stayed in. And I go for the Mach Punch, seeing it over kill, but it didn't do quite enough. But he ended up going for Pin Missile and missing, which ended up being which ended up looking out for me at this turn. So right here, I go for the Mach Punch, hoping he would stay in, but he ends up going into the Suicune. And by that damage, it really did a good amount for just being a Mach Punch, so I decided to switch. Okay, it did some good damage with the Mach Punch, but even though I could just stay in and click Thunder Punch, I knew that thing would take it and probably just set up on my face, so I ended up going into Sucio, the Tangrowth, just to have sort of a wall checked to Suicune, and I'd be able to spam Giga Drain in front of it. Ended up going to Protect, probably expecting what I was going to do right in front of it, so it was probably okay play on my opponent's part. He did switching out to Magnezone. I make a good play out here and go for the knockoff. One, because if he decided to stay in, the leftovers on Suicune would be gone, and I wouldn't have to deal with like a healing sort of Suicune. And right here, what just happened was I knocked off and it hit the Magnezone's Choice Scarf. This showed me that he was not like a very heavy hitter, which if you respects, my Altaria would have outsped it naturally. But with the Scarf, it's able to outspeed my Altaria, and was able to outspeed my Raichu, which of course it wouldn't do much to Raichu, but a whole lot more to Altaria with the Stab Flash Cannon. So right here was a real good play on knocking out the Choice Scarf and saving it for Altaria. And then next turn I ended up going straight for the Earthquake, not trying to predict. He goes for the HP Fire or HP Ice. I didn't ask him what sort of hidden power he ran. All I knew was just it was super effective. But he just ended up clicking that move. Didn't not do so much, and I clicked Earthquake and knocked the whole thing out. So getting another big threat off of this team, and something I didn't have to face. He ends up setting Sandslash, and right here I could easily just go into Arcanine, intimidate this thing, and it already be weakened. Regardless if you just set up a Sword Sense like it does right here. It's only at +1, which yes, an Earthquake from this range does end up knocking out Arcanine, but I just straight up Flare Blitzed it because I already sped it, and it didn't seem like he would want to swap out at that point in time. So I just went straight for it and got to knock it out. Of course, he paused right here just because he had to do something. And right here goes in Suicune, right after his Sandslash died. And right here I go for the Z Will-O-Wisp. I was contemplating on whether I should just like waste the Z move right there. And then I looked up what Z Will-O-Wisp does. And it ended up being a good part of my favor because what Z Will-O-Wisp did, because of course I did not know what Z Will-O-Wisp until I built the team. It ended up giving me a +1 attack, like you just see on the screen right here. So I'm able to do more damage to Wild Charge, and be able to like chip down the Suicune every so often, thanks to the fact that its leftovers were gone, or leftovers could have been gone. So now the leftovers do nothing. He sits behind a sub, so I'm just gonna stay in here and spam Wild Charge, regardless of what he does, because nothing in this team could really take a +1 Wild Charge, and it's really good on my end because they'll be able to break the sub and get me to use whatever I have left of Arcanine. Right here he makes such a Calm Mind, which I honestly contemplated on why he did that. He could have subbed up, but then again he would still lose like Raichu or Altaria that I had in the back. Right here I just go straight into Raichu because, of course, like I said, he has nothing for Raichu, and he just ended up like stalling out a turn just to get me some poison damage. I just clicked Thunderbolt all willy-nilly. I do not remember what happens in this turn, so I'm just going to go play by. Right here, just spam Thunderbolt. Does a whole big amount of damage, and gets rid of the possible substitute range that he was going to go for. Still left on 7 health, which I expect right here for him to go for like a Protect. So this play, I end up just going to Altaria, and this is where I end up just setting up right in front of the Suicune's face, which I expected it right here to click Scald as soon as I Dragon Danced up. But he ended up clicking Calm Mind, and right here I am able to outspeed the Heracross and clear the rest of his team out, which I needed to set up because, like I said, I did not outspeed the Heracross, and right here I'm just able to clean through his team, knocking out the Suicune with Return, knocking out the Heracross with Flamethrower, and finally just ended up knocking out the Toxapex with Earthquake. I think it did stall like at one turn, but it ended up just going down again. No, it didn't. I just straight up Earthquake and it didn't Protect. So that was the end of the game. I ended up winning 5-0 and getting a late game Altaria sweep. But that's all good. Next week I'll be able to post up my next battle pretty soon because currently we are in round 2 and I'm having to do the post commentary for round 1. But this will be up soon after like the draft after the team builder, which should be like the day after the draft analysis goes up. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next round or next battle. Thank you all, and goodbye.